Hello everyone, welcome to Nareen's Life with MS. This is Nareen and it's time for Motivation Monday. And this Motivation Monday, at least today, um, one thing that I am doing just to prepare for the meditation retreat that will happen next week is that I am, there are meditation sessions just to practice the art of meditating, the art of manifesting, just to make sure that once we get to the retreat, that there isn't any issues with meditating for long periods of time. Now, the one thing, I mean, obviously, I find the meditation to be very helpful in ways that I didn't actually think of before, because previously my meditation usually involved, you know, meditating for like 2 to 3 minutes after yoga, just to calm my body down during Shavasana. So that used to be one thing that I did, but normally, any amount of time longer than 5 minutes, I would, have a little trouble understanding, how to meditate or how to maintain my concentration on the whole aspect of meditating. But I actually gained quite a bit of insight on how important it is just to get that time uh, get that time between, be it 20 minutes, be it an hour, be it an hour and a half, be it even longer than that, to just you know being able to calm yourself down, right? Putting your mind at ease, thanking yourself. I think that comes as part of the manifestations, but it definitely does help to a great deal, especially when thinking about thinking about calming my body down. And the one benefit that I definitely have seen over the past couple of days is that once the meditation session ends, my vision doesn't get distorted as much. I mean, it's just that the oscillopsia, the frequency kind of goes a little lower. It's almost in a way allowing my mind, my brain to calm down, right? My the nerves behind my eyes to just become just a little calmer. So it definitely, that is just the immediate effect, but there are definitely impacts to the whole notion of meditation being that time to really slow down, calm yourself down, think about look for that bit of that bit of inner peace on the inside, so that there is more to look forward to. And it didn't take very long. I mean, today was the second day that I was actually engaging in meditation, where I learned that it's honestly one of the best ways to uh, pretty much make life a little easier. Like it's definitely a good way to, I don't want to say force, but it's definitely a good way to motivate yourself to actually have a reality check, especially when most of the times when we talk about reality checks, they kind of happen to be surprises. So this is almost in a way anticipation of um, what is happening, what is to happen, and of course ways to actually give gratitude to you know to myself, to my body, to hold itself up, to be able to do all of these things even when it becomes a little too hard. And of course, to actually start that process of manifesting, right? Looking at what are some goals that I want to see, right? What are some ways that I want to improve in life so that there are great there are great results in the future. And with that being said, I mean, I've already thought of certain things to manifest myself. None of them are going to be the easy things, and I was actually talking to a few people last night, and I was sharing some of the goals I have for myself, and they just looked at me like I probably I just returned to them after being kidnapped by aliens or something. um, and the reason I say that is because rather than say things that would pretty much sound like you know lowest low hanging fruit, like, oh, being able to walk, being able to climb stairs um, without holding on to the banisters or the railings. Rather than say all of that, I just said, I'm giving myself the goal to dance, giving myself the goal to run, giving myself the goal to do all of these things that I definitely have not been able to do for um, you know quite a few years. And while these goals may seem lofty, at least I'm setting myself up to understand that for me, at least the way I want to see it, me manifesting something has to be a long term goal. It has to be something that I can actually look back on after you know after a few years, and hopefully after having achieved those goals, to say that it was a great thing to set such long term goals. And of course, that is and these goals that I'm setting myself up for are at least long term enough that by the time I'm reaching my goal, by the time I'm actually getting close to the finish line, I can actually think about, okay, what's next, right? It's I've definitely been in situations, I've definitely had years in the past where I just told myself that let's keep the goal achievable. Let's make the goal easy enough to so that it can be accomplished. But the only difference that made was that once I would achieve the goal, I would kind of turn very lethargic afterwards. I would turn very lazy afterwards. And because I had pretty much achieved my goals, and I had set the goals to be very easy, very achievable. And so as a result, I am definitely, at least for this um, you know new venture into manifestation, into this whole idea of thinking about it to pretty much becoming that person, I am looking for much loftier goals, goals that will definitely take a little more time, a little more patience. But the whole point of manifesting is to pretty much eliminate the concept of time, right? The whole point just becomes that yes, this is going to be achieved if enough if enough thought, um, if enough intention is put behind that. So that is a little bit of my Monday motivation. So just setting myself up for some great results in the future, not knowing exactly when this future will be. But of course, just having goals that are lofty enough that it will take you a lot longer to achieve them also means that it allows you to definitely know where you stand and how much further your journey will be. So with that said, I hope you definitely can share your thoughts, your insights, your experiences, and of course your comments, so that we can get the conversation started. And of course, this is Naren's Life with MS. My name is Naren, and here's wishing you a good night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.